Hi, friends. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about how I started my podcast and how it's been going and how you can start one too. Super, super easy. So, last year I was listening to a podcast and she said, I started my podcast on Spotify. So, Spotify for Podcasters has a podcast app that is so easy to use. It's free. You just go on, you start your podcast. And it's very self explanatory. All you have to do is have a Spotify account. So once you start your podcast, then you can record. I use my phone, I use my computer, I use various tools. I just recently got this microphone that I'm loving because it makes my sound quality so much better. But for the past year, I was only recording on my phone, on my speaker, and it sounded good. So it's super easy. So you go on, you set your recording, and then Spotify helps you link up with Apple, with iHeartRadio, with all the different podcast channels that you can think of. And then you just connect all of these. You have to start new accounts, but you connect them all. And then your podcast is out there on all those channels, which is great because you're reaching a ton of different people. Now, to take it to another level, you can do what I'm doing today, record a video and upload it to YouTube, and that will help you reach more people. Now, once you have your episode and you record it, then you write in your notes. It's really helpful here to put different links to things, whether you have an Instagram you want people to follow you on, or a Substack, or whatever you have that you want people to follow you on. So, and then it's just out there. So then you market it on your Instagram, on your Facebook, you share episodes, you can create shorts, you can just create all these different things and really help people. The most important thing about having a podcast, I think, is being consistent, is connecting with people, is having people on your podcast as guests, and just making sure you're shooting out at least an episode a week. In the beginning, I had 3 episodes a week. That was really aggressive. I really couldn't keep up with that. Life got in the way, and I got a lot busier with my influencer journey. So I really couldn't keep up with 3 episodes a week. It's been a challenge to keep up with 1 episode a week, but here I am back at it, keeping up with it again. And it's been great. I absolutely love being on the podcast. I love being on video. It's something that I've always enjoyed. When I was a kid, I did our news stations at school, and I loved doing videos and things. I always wanted to be a news broadcaster, so this is fun for me, and I'm enjoying it. And I get to be on video and just talking, which is fun. I enjoy that. I need some water. Okay. So, once you have it on Spotify, and you publish it, then you can start tracking your analytics, see how many people are listening, watching, whatever, and then see what resonates with your listeners. So a lot of the things that resonate with my listeners are tips and things that people are struggling with, and especially when I have guests and they have things to share, workshops to share, books to share, things like that. So my first month, I think I only had 50 listeners. It's very, very slow to start because people need to get out there. People need to hear you and, become used to your content and find you. So it's really important when you're starting a podcast to make sure you have really clear keywords in your notes section, in your titles of your podcast episodes, because if they're not clear, people aren't going to find you when they're searching in the podcast. They're not going to be able to find you. They're not going to be able to find your content. So if you have very clear descriptive keywords in your titles and your description and show notes, people will find you easier. Now I have over 5,000 downloads. I have almost 70 episodes. My listeners per week are over 100 listeners a week. It's probably even more than that. I think it's 250 listeners a week. So it takes time to grow. And if I had been more consistent over the past couple of months, it would have grown even more than it is now. But it's worth it. It's fun. And if you want to start a podcast, it's not too difficult. It's free and you don't need to invest in anything. All you need to do is have a phone and use your phone to start it, and record the episodes and be consistent. I know I've said that like 5 times now, but being consistent is really, really helpful. So I will include the link in the show notes to create your own podcast on Spotify, and that's how I did it. And if this is helpful for you guys, leave a comment. I can easily do like a one-sheeter on like steps to build a podcast, or a blog post on steps to build a podcast if you're interested in building one. So hope that was helpful for you guys. Stay tuned. I have some other great episodes coming out for you soon, and some guests and some good content this summer. So stay tuned.